Good afternoon, everybody, even though it's probably evening when you're watching this. I'm Clutch from Sodak Motorcycle Blog, and well, we have a box of stuff. Now, this isn't, I mean, it's kind of an unboxing, but not really, because I've already unboxed it and already, tried on the item, because, well, obviously you want to make sure your sizing is right. More sips of water for you. So, got would have been an anniversary gift from my wife for 21 years. And she asked what I wanted, and I've been looking for, I'm in need of a new motorcycle vest. I mean, you can see on mine, it might be hard to tell on that camera, but I'll show you on this camera. Like, it's starting to look a little tough. Obviously, I wore this back in my Green Knight days, so you still see the outline of the patch. I mean, the sun has done a number on this vest, as you can see. So, definitely time for one. I hemmed and hawed on what I wanted. It's kind of one of those deals where my wife, which is a very good approach, goes with the motorcycle vests, things like that, clothing, shoes. It's more of a, okay, which one do you want? I'll buy it. So that's kind of what we went with. So the one we went with the Thrashin. Jesus, I need to quit doing that. I went with the Thrashin Potrero motorcycle vest, and I'm probably butchering that pronunciation because, well, let's just see what Google says. Potrero. Potrero. All right, that's the last time I'm going to say it. Honestly, when the Thrashin boys were doing the YouTube video on this vest, they didn't say the name of it at all. So it's actually, according to Google, it translates to the Spanish word for pasture. So the more you know, right? So anyways, let's take a look at this Potrero vest. So obviously, first thing first, when it come in, it actually, and this is from what I've looked, this is a Thrashin thing. They all come, their stuff, all their vests come in this nice little garment bag, which, kind of weird, but kind of interesting too, I guess. Actually, it's probably something for me. I probably will use this maybe to keep some of the lint down, like if you're in a house that's got animals, like I got 2 cats in my house. So, and there's our lovely vest right there. Like I said, I have opened it before, so, but there it is. The Thrashin Potrero motorcycle vest. First thing you notice, it is a denim. Now, I had said before in past videos, I don't want to do, actually, excuse me, canvas. I don't want to do canvas, textile, anything for vests anymore, just because they fade so bad. Well, I went with textile again, mainly because, like, when my wife is on the back with me, for whatever reason, this is just a vest like this, a vest like my last one, just seems to fit and feel better for her sitting behind me than it does on leather. I'm assuming because this has got, obviously, a lot more give to it, not as harsh as leather. Also, I'm not wearing a fancy, $1,000 leather vest on a motorcycle because, I mean, my God, it's going to get tore up. So we're not doing that. So that's part of the reason why we went with this style. And like I said, I was really hemming and hawing, but I wanted to give these guys a chance. Give them a chance. I have I have a few Thrashin products. I have their sleeves that you can put on so you can ride in a t-shirt and still have your arms covered, which I work on a military base, and one of their big things is you can't have short sleeves, so you throw a pair of them on with your gloves and your helmet and your boots, and you're good to go. So I also got one of their hats. That was actually a free gift that I got with them. So I've liked their products over the years. I enjoy watching their videos. I am not sponsored by them, by the way, which Thrashin, if you're looking for someone to sponsor, I'd be up for it, but I'm probably not big enough for the conversation, so that's okay. But anyways, this is the vest right here. I'm going to read over some specs on it real quick here. So it is currently $139.95 on the Thrashin Supply Company website. They still have all the sizes available, which I would say if you decide you want this, maybe get on it pretty quick because a lot of their stuff sells out fast. They have sizes small through 3X large. It's a 12-ounce denim. Excuse me, it is denim. Short in length, and we'll see that there. They don't have a collar on it. Obviously, you have quick access pockets. You got YKK zippers. You can put a back pocket for optional armor. You can put armor in the back of it if you want. It's quilt lined. They have minimal branding with the one exterior tag, 2 top entry button snap exterior breast pockets, and let's see what else. Basically the Thrashin Supply branded garment bag, as you saw earlier. So let's take a look at that. So yeah, first of all, minimal branding right here. That's all they got. Just TC, just their little lightning bolt logo right here. I'm gonna put it up here in front of the GoPro where I got my little bit more detail. Yeah, that's it for their branding. That is absolutely it for branding on it. So let's go ahead and unzip it. Like I said before, you got your YKK zipper right there. I do like how it can go both ways. I think that's kind of nice and handy. There's definitely times where I think that could be handy to have. Obviously, you got it zips up, and you also got 5 snaps to snap it together. Here's the breast pockets. Like they said, got your obviously you're not gonna put sunglasses, or you're gonna put your, maybe if you got, I mean, if you're really old, you got your ears, but most of you are gonna put your cool sunglasses in there. I have bad eyesight, so that means that's not one of the things for me. So front pockets, you got zippers. One of the first things I really liked about this, you got zippers. So instead of buttons, zippers. So that's really handy. I like to throw my car keys inside. I really like to throw my car keys in there. If I throw like a phone in there, something like that, I got a nice secure place to zip it. So that, to me, I really like that. That was one of the first things I really liked. Oh, that's really cool on it. Look at the inside. Excuse me if I can, well, a little hard to take this off. So inside, you got the quilted liner inside. Like the description said, it will take a piece of armor. I tried to put the armor out of my jacket in there. It's too long, so I do intend to buy some a back protector to put in there and eliminate my back protector from my jacket. Just so that way, because I'm one of them, I don't wear my jacket all the time, even though in the past I did, but I don't anymore. That way, at least I got some back protection when I'm wearing. I think eventually I'd like to put in some kind of like a base layer that just has like the shoulder and elbow protection, and then I could base that base layer with this, and then I got a pretty good setup. Another small branding here, Go Ride, Thrashin Supply Company. You got the Thrashin Supply logo here. So let's go ahead and throw it on, shall we? So one of the first things I noticed when I put this on, we're just going to stick that right there. One of the first things I noticed when I put this on is, yeah, you definitely, they say true to size. I would say it does run a little bit small. This is a 2X. I normally wear a 1X. Now it's a 2X, and that's me. I got the 2X on right now. I'm just going to button up these snaps right here. And so there we go. This is a 2X. You notice it is a little bit shorter, and we'll put on the my other vest to kind of compare it. But yeah, this is the 2X. It is tight. I mean, it's not uncomfortably tight. I think it's just fine. Honestly, you're riding a bike going down the road, this isn't necessarily a bad thing. But when they do say, one of the things they say on the website is it does fit true to size, which I think it fits a little small. But the one thing they do mention, if you want to wear something underneath it, size up, and I'm glad I did. And honestly, part of me kind of thinking maybe I should have went with the 3X, but this is a 2X. But I will say this, it's got a very, like I said, very good, like, if I'm on a bike, yeah, there's no bunching up or nothing. On their video, which I actually will link in the comments, they do make the comment about it's short and it's good for, it doesn't bunch up when you're down, which I can attest to that. Okay, so obviously we mentioned the pockets before. Let's take a look. So we got some inside pockets too. Got them big, pretty good size. Actually, that's the inside part of the pockets. You got good amount of room in there. You can put things in there like, you know, sidearm. That's one thing you can put in there. This pocket's directly accessible. All you got to do is pull a button, unbutton that, and your pocket's in there. For me, it's going to function more like probably a cell phone pocket. That's what it's going to function for me. And cell phone wise, that's good for me because it makes it a little bit easier to get to it. Granted, for the most part, if I'm not riding, I'm not buttoned up. But let's say for whatever reason, I'm just staying buttoned up. You know what? I can get to my cell phone. I can get to it just like that. Obviously, once you're unbuttoned, it does have a nice little set to it. And here's that second pocket that we were talking about. So you got a second pocket there if you got additional things you want to put there. I would guess, for my sake, because I don't plan on really putting anything in this pocket because it'd be hard to get to. This is probably the pocket that's going to get patches sewn off over it and forgotten about. But, oh, I forgot to show you how it looks like on the back. Obviously on the back, there you go. Good movement, very good shoulder movement here. Oh yeah, I got plenty, all the movement arms that I could possibly need. I don't feel very bunched up in it. Even though it's tighter, it doesn't feel like it's really bunching me up too bad. All right, let's stick that back in there for the moment. Okay, so there's that. Now, I'm gonna let's throw on my my flannel here. Actually, first things first, let's do a comparison check here. This is my old vest right here. Still currently in use vest, at least till I'm done here today. Then we're probably going to go ahead and turn it into probably gonna pull the patches off and get it ready for sewing. So anyways, let's try this up. This is an extra large. This was just a generic vest that come from Revzilla. And you'll notice this is an extra large and there's a lot more room in it. I mean, it might be close to it, but it's a lot more room. But the big thing here is the bunching up. You get some bunching up on the bottom. That's where, and you do see there's a decent amount. You know, they said about 3 inches. I'd say that's probably about a good accurate measurement. But yeah, while I've got this on, we'll show you real quick. So if you have vest extenders like these, well, one thing kind of sucks on this new vest. These snaps are completely different. So that's what the snap looks like on basically most of your regular vests. Also, the great majority of your vest extenders have that style of a snap. Well, this one, as you can see, completely different. Just that one single bob there. Meaning, guess what? These don't work. They don't work. You can try them all day. They don't work. So I have a feeling I'm probably getting rid of these and I probably won't be using them anymore. I will keep an eye out for something like that because I do kind of like them, because especially where a lot of times I ride with a jacket on underneath. This is just kind of handy to give you that extra mobility. So you can ride with the jacket underneath and you don't get too much flop. So, but one advantage I do ride a Goldwing, pretty good fairing, pretty good windshield, so it's not as big of a deal. But I'll notice if I happen to get on a bike that ain't got a windshield. So that's something to keep in mind. So let's go ahead, let's put you off to the side here. Let's throw on my flannel, and we'll see how it fits under a flannel. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna be one of them cool kids and put my mic up on my hat like the cool kids do, because I'm tired of moving it. All right, let's go ahead and get all Dixoned up here. By the way, if you're wondering, this is the Dixon Sturgis flannel. I'm guessing you can find it for a lot of money online. I'm pretty sure it's still available at the Dixon store in Sturgis, South Dakota. And from my understanding, that is the only Dixon, actual Dixon, you can buy that from. I don't think, from my understanding, is you can't buy it online, at least from Dixon anyway. You can buy it from other people, I'm sure, but not from Dixon. So, this is with my Dixon flannel on. Let's go and give her a zip and a button. And yep, hit that one. And there you go. That's, like I said, there's a little bit of fabric bunch, but not too bad. This flannel is a little bit bigger than, it's not quite skin tight. You know, it's I like a little bit of space in mine. But I think this vest fits it very well. I think it fits it very well. It is kind of wonky, the hanging on the bottom, but I don't know if that's look now or what. That's just kind of weird to me, but that's just me just being nitpicky. That's just, but it's the same way on my other vest too, you know. There wasn't much hang, but there's still hang from underneath it. So that's just kind of the way it is and a fact of life. So that is with the flannel on. Now, let's do it. We're going to throw it on this flannel underneath that jacket, which is a combination I run quite a bit. I would guess it'll be pretty similar to riding with the sweatshirt. So let's throw this on. And let's see how it fits over my big jacket, my main jacket. All right, and I don't run with that top button on this jacket. Also, it's hard to do that regardless of the vest I've got. That's just, it isn't really designed. This isn't like ideal design is to throw this underneath it. But I will say this, putting this on, and actually I think this could give just another little extra layer of protection, but all right, so this on here, now this is about, we're about the limits of this vest, I think. It's definitely doable. I still think I sit okay. It does, I mean, it feels a little tight, but I don't think it's over the top tight. But I think it'd work for going down the road. I think what I would do is if I were in a situation like that where I had to ride like this, I would probably throw this on underneath. But in reality, great majority of the time, this is how I plan on riding. So this might be an issue, but you know, I think this is all down far enough where I don't think it will be as big of a deal going down the road. Also, like the sides of my other one right now don't really flap because really they're bent, you know, we're at this point where it's kind of cinched down or held down. An alternative you could do is you could go just the buttons, but I would guess with buttons, oh, wow, that was actually holding really good. I was expecting it to pop open on me. So this is just buttons, no zipper. Oh, yep. Sure enough, that will happen to you. That's what happens to you. So, all right, I got one more thing I'm going to show you here real quick. I just got to go to the house to get it. So we're going to edit out some stuff. So this right here, this is probably going to be ultimate test. This right here is basically just a cheap packy leather jacket. Really cheap. I mean, dirt cheap. It's one my dad used to have when he rode a long time ago. So it kind of doesn't fit me right, but I tell you what, if it's cold outside, it's kind of a handy little deal to have. Let's see how this fits over the leather vest. This will probably be the kind of the true, like, all right, how hard is this to fit over? Okay. Okay. And no. Okay. Now, jeez. Now you could also ride like that too. Although personally, I think I'd like to have it snapped up. If I'm gonna ride closed, that is. Okay. I will say this is tight. This is tight. Might be, I'd say it's a, Yeah, definitely a tad uncomfortable. I think this jacket's kind of an uncomfortable jacket anyway, but you're throwing in this extra bit of the vest on there, and yeah, definitely kind of uncomfortable. So I'm thinking, when I'm riding, I'm thinking for the most part, going down the highway, if I got my jacket on, we're going to ride just like this. That's just how we're going to ride. Like I said, I'm going to definitely try to see if I can find an extender solution for this. And like I said, if some of you out there do, definitely go for it. Because obviously, if you're running down the road with a vest and you don't have any patches on it or nothing like that, you know, that's not a big deal. For me, it is a bigger deal because I got all my patches on there. So, you know, that's where I keep, you know, kind of, you know, like a lot of motorcyclists, that's where I keep your story. Or if I was still in a club still in a club, obviously, you know, you definitely would want to, you know, this is what you put your colors on. Your club patch on is on this. So there are situations where you have to wear this on the outside. So I think for me, like I said, we'll go with we can zip it up on my mesh. Maybe not so much that leather jacket, but otherwise, like I said, I think this is a pretty solid vest personally. I think it's going to be a pretty good one. I'm excited to getting out there and getting riding with it. It still might be a little bit before we make it happen, because obviously we got to do we got to switch all this stuff onto that. And that's kind of a process that I'm going to have to talk over with my seamstress. But yeah, for the most part, we're obviously probably going to stick the Goldwing where it belonged. We're going to keep my name where it belonged. Obviously, all my pins. We are going to keep my all my deployment stuff. We're going to keep that on there, I think. I think with the Iron Butt Association, what was I going to say? With the IBA patches, I think we're going to switch over to the pins that I had all those years. So I think we're going to switch those all to the pins. But we got to figure out exactly how I want to go about doing that. But yeah, anyways, that was the Thrashin Supply Potrero. I probably still said that wrong, vest. But yeah, that's it for, I guess, that part of it. But I will keep you posted as to my thoughts on this vest and how it goes along the year. Also, like I said, I'm really interested to see how this thing wears over time, because you can see the last one I got, you can see where the colors is washed out, and this vest is, well, let's put it this way. This is a great vest, and I enjoyed having it, but this vest is probably going in the trash the minute those patches goes off, because, yeah, I'm not really keen on keeping all that, for sure. I think that's it for this video. Well, I'd like to thank you for stopping by the Sodak Motorcycle Blog, checking out my new Thrashin Supply Potrero, I'm probably still saying it wrong, vest. We make weekly videos. They come out every Thursday night, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. If you don't know what Mountain Time is, figure out what your time zone is in relation to Denver, because Mountain Time is Denver time. So whatever time it is in Denver, it's time here. So 7 p.m. Mountain Time for me, it's 7 p.m. Mountain Time in Denver. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you dislike this video, hit the dislike button. Feel free to leave a comment, and good or bad, you know what, we'll take all the comments. We feature them on our monthly Comments and Beer show. Or if you become a member of the Sodak Motorcycle Blog for 299 pennies a month, as in $2.99, then if you leave a comment on one of my videos, by your name is going to be a little Sodak Motorcycle Blog patch. It's going to tell me, hey, this person's a member of Sodak Motorcycle Blog. You need to answer that comment within 48 hours. And that's my intention to do. If you're a member, you get that luxury. Also, you can watch new videos at any time. This video is being recorded on April 13th. It's going to come out probably in about 2.5 weeks, but this will probably be uploaded by about the 15th, 16th or so of April. And if you would have had a membership, guess what? You could have watched it right away on that day. You would have got a notification saying, yep, video's ready, and you can watch it. And that really comes in handy, especially as we get towards the end of the year. And I'll have videos that are going out into January and February that have been uploaded at the end of September. And you can watch those many, many months before they come out. I think that's about it. Anyways, once again, for the Sodak Motorcycle Blog, I am Clutch, and we'll see you later.